Hi everyone, I'm Reginda Hans. You're watching tvsarawak.com's Prime News. Here are the headlines for today. Perguruan Seni Silat Helang Putih Perkasa own hall. MH17 victims' relatives to be cared for. And finally, Monster Dash charity run 2. Housing Minister Dato' Amar Abang Johari Tun Openg has assured the Perguruan Seni Silat Helang Putih Perkasa that he would work with constituency representatives, namely Petrajaya MP Dato' Fadilah Yusof and Samariang Assemblywoman Sharifah Hasidah Said Aman Ghazali, so that the Silat body can have its own hall. He suggested for the body to establish a committee and elect a representative for talks on the hall's structural design to be presented to Chief Minister for approval. He pledged 100,000 ringgit to top up the currently available fund, about 100,000 ringgit for the construction of the hall. Dato' Abang Johari was attending the Korban ceremony organised by Perguruan Seni Silat Helang Putih Perkasa, held in collaboration with Rumpun Silat Sarawak. At the event, he reminded Muslims to be mindful of their actions, especially in the digital era where people utilise many tools to spread rumours. Women, Family and Community Development Minister Datuk Seri Rohani Abdul Karim said a foundation had been proposed to take care of the welfare of the Malaysia Airlines Flight MH17 and Flight MH370 tragedy victims' families. She said the first meeting to discuss the setting up of the proposed special foundation was expected to be held soon. The meeting shall comprise of a ministry, MAS and other ministries which handle the two tragedies. The parties involved shall determine how donations being received will be distributed. The unprecedented turnout for Monster Dash Charity Run 2 on Saturday night left their inaugural Halloween event attendance of 2,080 last year in the dust, as over 6,000 participants packed Le Parc at Civic Centre like never before. Held again due to popular demand, Monster Dash Charity Run 2 will benefit 3 charitable associations this year, namely Sarawak Children's Cancer Society, Society for Critically Sick Kids, and Kuching and Samarahan Division Cerebral Palsy Association. Assistant Minister in the Chief Minister's Office and Environment Assistant Minister Datuk Len Talif Saleh said they will look into expanding Le Parc since Monster Dash will be picking up steam next year. Our Youth.my director and founder, Datuk Patrick Liu, said the original target was 3,500 participants, but the numbers raced past that milestone quickly. Monster Dash Charity Run has the added element of messy fun that attracts more people. Moving on to the Malaysian news. The Royal Malaysian Navy's combat boat CB90, which went missing off Pulau Mengalum in Sabah yesterday, has not been found. RMN Chief Tan Sri Abdul Aziz Jaafar said through Twitter today that the Navy's vessels KD Lekeu, KD Ganas and KD Serang were continuing the search. He said the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency had deployed its KM Berani and KM Mabul vessels, while the Royal Malaysian Air Force its Beechcraft B200T to assist in the operation. CB90 lost contact with another vessel, KD Paus, while heading towards the Navy's Station 5 at Terumbu Layang-Layang, Sabah. In a statement earlier, Abdul Aziz said the boat had left the Navy base in Kota Kinabalu at 5 a.m. on Sunday, with 7 crew commanded by Lieutenant Azri Bakar before losing contact with KD Paus at 11:15 a.m. The posting of new teachers who graduated from universities or from the Institute of Teacher Education is based on vacancy options in the states, says Second Education Minister Datuk Seri Idris Juso. He said the ministry could not arbitrarily send new teachers to certain states which did not conform with their options, as this might cause the number of different option teachers to teach a subject which was not their option. He said that if there is a vacancy option required by a state, then the teacher who has the option will be sent to meet the needs. Datuk Seri Idris urged teachers who had yet to receive an offer to be patient because the ministry was still reviewing the vacancies. Exports of Malaysian furniture to the United States is enjoying robust demand, judging from exports in the first half of the year, which showed signs of strength. Martrade Trade Commissioner in Los Angeles, Rusiah Muhammad, said the gradual recovery in the US economy has led to an improvement in disposable income and home sales, which resulted in increased sales of home furnishing products, including furniture. Statistics released by the US Department of Commerce showed that the US imported 1.28 billion ringgit worth of furniture from Malaysia in the first 6 months of this year, up 8.18% compared with the period last year, and accounted for 1.6% of the market share. In a statement released by Martrade, she said the US remained one of Malaysia's biggest markets for furniture. Global imports of furniture and bedding into the United States grew 10.4% to 80.68 billion ringgit in the first 6 months this year compared with the same period last year. Wooden bedroom furniture was the top export item to the US with 550 million ringgit worth of exports, 43.1% share of total exports, followed by other types of wooden furniture, 186 million ringgit, which is 14.6% share, wooden framed and upholstered furniture, 104.29 million ringgit, 8.2% share, and furniture and parts, 95.62 million ringgit, which is 7.5% share. China retained its position as the largest source of containerized furniture imports into the US, accounting for 70.7% of the total, followed by Vietnam and Malaysia. Moving on to the global news. Over 6,000 Philippine and US Marines carried out a military exercise on a Philippine beach on Sunday, October 5th, near a disputed reef occupied by Chinese ships, which has become a potential regional flashpoint. The American and Filipino troops aboard 5 US amphibious armored assault vehicles landed on the deserted beach facing the South China Sea in the latest in a series of combat exercises that began on September 29th. With the USS Germantown amphibious dock landing ship overseeing events from the sea, the Filipino and American troops rushed from their vehicles and took up combat positions. His Filipino counterpart, Lieutenant Colonel Dennis Hernandez, said the exercises were intended to boost the capabilities of a marine amphibious brigade based on the island of Palawan, the closest outpost to the South China Sea. The exercise took place near a naval outpost on Zambales on Luzon Island, 220 kilometers east of the disputed Scarborough Shoal on the South China Sea. The shoal, a traditionally rich fishing ground, has been effectively taken over by China following a tense year-long standoff with the Philippines in 2012. A powerful powerful typhoon was on course to hit the Tokyo area today after barreling into southwestern Japan with heavy rain and wind that caused flights to be cancelled and knocked out power. Typhoon Fanphone, which was downgraded from an earlier status of a super typhoon, is moving northeast at 25 km per hour after lashing parts of the Kyushu and Okinawa islands, the Japan Meteorological Agency said yesterday. About 30 centimeters of rain and heavy wind are forecasted for eastern Japan, including the Tokyo metropolitan area. Toyota Motor Corporation plans to halt production 12 plants in Japan due to the storm, a company spokesman said. Brazil's President Dilma Rousseff rode the success of her income redistribution program to come out on top in a first-round election on Sunday, but failed to secure the overall majority needed to avoid a runoff. After a rollercoaster campaign, the Workers' Party incumbent came from behind to win 41.4% of the vote and will now face Aécio Neves of the pro-business Social Democratic Party, who secured second with a spectacular late surge that boosted his vote to 33.7%. The left-right battle between the nation's two biggest parties is a disappointment to those who had hoped for change in the form of former Environment Minister Marina Silva, who led the polls at one stage but faded into a distant third place with 21.3%, almost the same as she managed during her last attempt 4 years ago. The president is now in a strong position to secure a second term. Surveys suggest she will win a second-round vote against Neves by 48% to 42%. But momentum is on Neves' side, and Silva could yet throw her support behind the challenger, so another surprise cannot be ruled out when the polls open again on 26 October. And finally, in conjunction to Hari Raya Haji, Majlis Korban Perdana Takaful Ikhlas Berhad 2014 was held at Masjid Darul Hana, Batingan, Kuching this morning as part of the Hari Raya Aidil Adha celebration this year. To share the festive with the less fortunate, a total of 12 cattle were sacrificed, whereby the meat will be distributed to charity homes and the like. This program is held in cooperation with Darul Hana Mosque. It's an integral part of the community programs under the welfare segment organised by Takaful Ikhlas. In his speech, Housing Minister Dato' Amar Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Tun Haji Openg Zohari said that we must plan for the future and prepare to make sacrifices for the betterment of our family and ummah. Personally, we made sacrifices by saving our income to pay gradually for a better home. Where the ummah is concerned, the Housing Minister said that he will set a directive that all houses built by the government to be covered by insurance in accordance with the tenets of Islam so as to ease any burden if tragedy strikes. That's all for today. I'm Reginda Hans, signing off for tvstroke.com. Have a great day ahead.